Welcome to Make Your Move, the show where I make a move set for a Smash Bros. Character that doesn't exist. For this series, however, I'm not just picking characters that could potentially be in the game. I'm picking characters of all kinds, as long as they've originated from a video game. This means no movie characters or real people. For today's video, we have Sly Cooper. Around the 90s and the early 2000s, platformers were at their peak. Many companies tried to cash in on the craze by attempting to create their own quirky platformers in hopes they'd become major successes. Some worked out quite well, such as Banjo-Kazooie, Ape Escape, and Rayman. Others, however, didn't go down as the most memorable characters, like Cal the Kangaroo, Dr. Muto, and Voodoo Vince. Fortunately, one game wasn't so unlucky. This game would be none other than Sly Cooper. He was one of the staple characters from the PS2 era. Sly Cooper is a platformer and stealth game where you play a thief who just so happens to be a raccoon. In his games, he has a main team of 3, including himself, a turtle named Bentley, and a hippo named Murray. Others join the team later on, but those are the main 3. Now enough of me rambling about the history of platformers. What we're really here for is a moveset for Sly Cooper. He has plenty of potential things he can use in his moveset. He uses a cane as his main weapon for one. That's not all he has in his arsenal though. He also has other special abilities that you can unlock or buy depending on the game you're playing. Now about his actual moveset. Many of his regular, aerial, and smash attacks will use his cane, of course. That's kind of obvious. However, I decided to go a bit more in detail with certain moves. His running attack would be the fast dive attack, which is exactly what it sounds like. A dive. Duh. His up attack would be the uppercut he does on his enemies when he sneaks up behind them to attack them. His down attack would be the smoke bomb. It won't do any damage to the opponents, but it will act kind of like how the smoke ball item does in the game. For other miscellaneous moves, his down air would be where he dives downwards to damage opponents. His forward smash would be the spin attack he can do after charging his cane. His down smash will be the flash bomb, which is basically the smoke ball, but it actually does damage. All other regular, aerial, and smash attacks not previously mentioned will just be variations of the cane attack. As for his special attacks, his normal special would be where he stuns an opponent, kind of like what Mewtwo does in his down special. His forward special would be the roll. To put it simply, Sly Cooper would just roll around for a short amount of time to damage opponents. His down special would be where he uses an explosive hat which he can throw at any time. Finally, his up special would be where he uses his paraglider to float back up to the stage. As for his final smash, when near an opponent, it would show a scene where the opponent gets run over by Murray's van. Sly and all of his teammates would be inside the van, of course, just to give the scene some nice detail and charm. Now as usual, there are some other things I wanted to mention. His dodge could be a thief replica where a copy of himself appears in his place. Also, when he grabs an opponent, he would grab them with his cane, of course. As for alternate costumes, there were plenty of things to choose from. Fortunately, since he was a thief, he had many disguises he used throughout his adventures. He had a tuxedo, a Lumberjack Games judge costume, a mobster disguise, a pirate disguise, and even a photographer costume. And if they wanted more ideas, there are his ancestors seen in Thieves in Time to choose from as well. Now for assist trophies. One could be Bentley. He would run around the battlefield dropping explosives occasionally. After placing a few, he would detonate them all at once. Another could be the Panda King. He would launch fireworks that would come back down onto the stage and explode. Finally, there could be Penelope. She would steer her remote control car around the stage to fire at your opponents. Well, that's what I've come up with for Sly Cooper. I think I did pretty well to represent all of his games, kind of like how I did with Paper Mario. It has the basics from Sly 1, disguises and more moves from Sly 2, and even extra characters from Sly 3 and 4. But what did you think of my moveset? Let me know your opinions and ideas in the comments below. Also, feel free to tell me more ideas for characters I can make movesets for later on. Also, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to see more content like this. Well, this is Powerful SL, signing off, goodbye. Well, that's what I've come up with for Sly Cooper. I think I did pretty well to represent all of his games, kind of like how I did with games? Did I say games? What the fudge? Many companies tried to crash Bandicoot. That's not it. That's not supposed to be it. Something's wrong here.